You have made money in the stock market. You know it's possible, but you still keep losing that money. And unfortunately, you are stuck on the hamster wheel. That all comes down to the mental side of trading. And this video might be the video that you need to step up your trading for the better forever. Let's first start with the day you got into trading. Like, I remember the day when I got into trading, my whole focus was to learn more about the technicals, the chart pattern, the candlestick, because you feel like that's the key to the market success. But eventually, after a few weeks of trading, learning about the technicals, you feel like trading is much more than technicals. It's more about the mental side of trading, because sometimes you make money, but then you lose more money than you make, or you make less money than you lose, and eventually you're just stuck on the hamster wheel. So if you look at the graph of your technical and the mental side of trading, in the early stages of your trading career, you start somewhere around here in the graph. Your importance on the technical side of trading is a lot higher, because in the early stages you are learning more about the technicals, the chart patterns, the candlesticks, the bull flags, the bear flags, the support, resistance, and the indicators. But eventually, after a few months of trading, your importance on the technical side keeps on going down, but the importance on the mental side of trading keeps on going up forever. But just keep in mind that the technical importance never goes to zero. Even traders who have been trading for 10 plus a year, they keep focusing on the technical side of trading, because the market keeps on changing and you need to keep adapting your strategy to fit the current market conditions. Let's first start with greed, because greed is one of the most common emotions for each and every trader out there. I don't care what kind of trader you are, stock trader, futures trader, day trader, swing trader, crypto trader. Greed is very common, and greed is excessive desire for more. So what is greed? You live in a 1-bedroom apartment, then you move into a 2-bedroom apartment, then you need a 3-bedroom apartment, then you need a villa, then you have a villa, then you feel like, okay, I need a villa and I need a holiday house as well, or like, okay, then you need 2 villas and 2 holiday houses. You can't even stop greed. No matter how much you try, you can't stop greed, because that's how we are engineered and that's how we are wired. You can't change that. Can you ask a dog to stop barking if he or she, the dog, is scared? You can't. And that's the same thing with humans. We can't stop our greed. Even if you go back 200 years ago, 300 years ago, 500 years ago, the reason behind all the major wars in the world was greed. So whether it was greed for more land, more power, more money, but that's engraved in our head. Greed is part of who we are and we can't change that. Yes, there are different levels to greed. You might be more greedy than I am. Someone else might be less greedy than I am, but greed is always there. It's part of who we are. So the point I'm getting to is that greed will always be there. You can't remove greed, but the first thing you need to do is you need to make your peace with it. And the second thing is that you need to have a good working relationship with greed. The one thing that will help you is to try focusing on the ambition than greed. Ambition is working towards something, is to have a goal, and that goal is not dependent on the outcome. Outcome, if you're focusing on the outcome, this is how much money I need to make, I need more land, I need more houses, then you're focusing on the outcome and you are becoming a greedy individual, which you already are. But if you focus on the ambition, okay, I need to work harder, I need to do this to get to that level, then ambition is a better form of greed. So for traders, learning about trading, improving your trading is ambition, but then trying to make $10,000 with what you learned is greed. For example, you guys are watching this video. That means you're ambitious about trading. It's good to be ambitious, but it's not good to be greedy. So ambition motivates you to work hard every single day with a positive mindset, whereas greed kind of creates that sense of jealousy. Okay, that guy has 2 bedrooms, I only have 1 bedroom in my house, something like that. So don't focus on the greed, be a bit more ambitious. And being ambitious just means that you are trying to be the best version of yourself. The second emotion we will talk about in this video is fear, because fear is also very common in trading, and fear is just your reaction to uncertainty. And fear is also something that you can't remove from trading. Let's take an example of an athlete, for example, Ronaldo. If he's not performing well, or maybe he's injured, he's still getting paid at the end of the week and at the end of the month. If you're working in a 9 to 5 and if you're not performing for a few weeks because you were sick or maybe you had a personal issue, you're still getting paid at the end of the month. But in trading, if you're not performing well, you lose money. I don't know of any other career in this world that where you don't perform, you lose money. Yes, if you don't perform, you will get paid less than what you were getting paid, or maybe you won't make money for a while. But in trading, if you don't perform, you lose money. Someone is taking your money, but if you perform, you get paid. And that's why trading is supposed to be fearful. And that's why it's impossible to remove fear from trading, but there are a few specific steps you can take to reduce that fear, and that's what we're going to focus on in this video. So when it comes to trading, there are 3 types of fears. The first fear is missing out, fear of missing out, which is very common. It's called FOMO in the trading universe. The second type of fear is of losing, fear of losing, which is also very common. The third type of fear, which is quite uncommon, not a lot of traders talk about that, but it's fear of winning. Let's first start with fear of missing out. So this usually happens when you see someone else making $10,000 or $100,000 on a trade opportunity, but you missed out on that trade. Or maybe you are not able to capitalize on the opportunity in front of you, and that leads to fear of missing out, which is very common in trading. The one thing that helped me a lot to avoid FOMO is to just accept the fact internally that I'm missing out on opportunities every single second of the day, even while sleeping. I deleted a clip by mistake. What I mean by missing out on opportunities is that while you guys are watching this video, someone just made $5 million trading Bitcoin. Someone just made $5 million trading real estate because the real estate market is going crazy in Dubai, the place where I live. So you just have to make your peace with it that you are missing out on opportunities every single second of the day. But what you can do is to try to make the best use of the opportunity in front of you. For me, it's watching 2 to 4 stocks every single day and trying to capitalize on those names. Because earlier on, I used to focus on 10 stocks every single day, and if one of those stocks is moving, I used to have FOMO on that, but now no. I'm watching 2 to 4 stocks every single day. If those stocks move, I'm going to make sure to capitalize on those stocks. If I'm not watching any other stocks, maybe penny stock or something, and if I miss out on a move on that, I won't have FOMO because I have just accepted the fact that I'm missing out on opportunities every single second of the day. The second type of fear is fear of losing, which is very common after a big red day or maybe a streak of red days. Because after losing money for a while or maybe after having a big red day, you become a bit more risk averse, which leads to fear of losing. But the thing about trading is that we are in the business of risking our money to make more money. So that's why fear of losing is very bad for your trading. So your first line of defense, again, fear of losing, is to not to have a big red day or streak of red days. You need to have a strategy where you're not having streak of red days. But every once in a while, you will have that issue. You will have a big red day or maybe streak of red days. So how to control fear of losing? Your normal reaction to those periods is to increase your position sizing and try to make your losses back, which never works. If you have been trading for a while, you guys know that doesn't work. So on the counter side of things, you need to reduce your position sizing because after a streak of red days or a big red day, you already have that fear of losing. So if you're increasing your risk, you will have more fear of losing. So the first thing is that you need to reduce your position sizing, you need to reduce your stop loss, and you need to reduce that risk and accept that risk internally. You have to plan the trade and trade the plan. So before entering each and every position, you need to ask yourself, are you willing to risk $10 to see if that trade pays you $30 or $40? If the answer is yes, then only take that trade. So you have to plan the trade and trade the plan. As I mentioned earlier, fear is your reaction to uncertainty, and the market will always be uncertain, but there are a few things about your trading you can be certain about, like your risk, how much money you're willing to lose, how much money you're willing to make on that trade, and being certain about all these things will help you avoid fear of losing. Now comes the third type of fear, which is fear of winning, and this is not usually talked about in the trading world, and I feel like this is what is avoiding a lot of traders to take it to the next level. Because fear of winning just usually means that you're not holding your winners. You are fearful of holding your winners and you feel like you don't deserve those profits. As a trader, your self-worth needs to be very high. So if you're in a winning position, you need to have that sense of deserving profits, because if you have that feeling, you'll be like, I'm not giving up. This is a really good trade opportunity. This is an A+ trade opportunity. This trade has a potential of making me $1,000, $10,000, $100,000. And you need to work on your fear of winning, because if you are able to control that fear of winning, you will be able to increase your profits exponentially. But you always need to remember that there's a very thin line between fear of winning and being greedy. If you are overholding your position, even though you are seeing signs of rejection, that is being greedy. But fear of winning brings us back to that sentence, plan the trade and trade the plan. You need to stick to your plan, and if the trade is working out in your favor, you can have a new plan and stick to it. Trading without a plan is recipe for disaster. Now, yes, sometimes I enter a position, but the trade blows past my profit target. My profit target was to maybe enter at $100 and take my profits at 102, but I don't see any reason to exit. And that's the beauty of having experience in trading. The more you trade, the more you will be better in developing a new plan. My initial plan was taking profits at 102. I will have a new plan now because the trade is going in my favor. I don't have any fear of winning. I'm gonna keep holding my winners, but I'm gonna have a new plan. So my plan now will be that I'm gonna trail my stop loss to 102, so that even though the trade goes against me, it won't be a loser trade. I will still be green at the end of the day. And that is what comes with experience, modifying your plan as the trade goes in your favor, because your risk to reward keeps on changing. It's dynamic. So now we talked about greed, we talked about fear. The third very common emotion in trading, which is very freaking common, is going on Hulk mode, which is also called tilt. So tilt is very easy to understand. You are just getting angry and you are like a loose cannon. You are fighting off trades here and there. You are trading stocks that you don't trade normally. You are increasing your risk. You are taking stupid trades. You are chasing a stock. You are being greedy. And tilt also usually happens because of the first two emotions, the greed and fear. To avoid tilt, you need to avoid greed and fear and focus on the first 2 points. The second way you can avoid tilt, very important, is by meditating. 5 to 7 years ago, before I actually started trading, I used to be an angry person. I used to get angry very easily. But in trading, if you get angry, you will lose money, that's for sure. There are no ifs and buts, but if you get angry, you're going to blow up your account in trading. So when you become a trader, I started meditating and now I have a very good control on my anger. It's not like I don't get angry, but I'm well aware of when I'm about to get angry. And that's the whole point of meditation. You are just being self-aware of your emotions and how your brain works. So it's like warning signs. These days, when I'm about to get angry, I just have a warning sign that, okay, I'm about to get angry. So usually what I do is that I just get off my desk, I go in my balcony, I take some fresh air. Maybe I'm going to have a glass of water, try to calm myself down. Then I'm going to come back and then I'm going to ask this question to myself. Is it even worth trading now? Do I see a good opportunity? If the answer is no, I don't care how big of a loss is. I'm just going to call it a day, turn off my setup and go enjoy my life outside of trading. So to avoid going on a tilt, the one secret weapon that you have is meditation every single day. If you guys want me to not to get angry and go on a tilt, give this video a thumbs up. Finally, the last thing we will talk about in this video is discipline. And the one thing you need to learn about discipline is that discipline is finite, because discipline is dependent on willpower. How much willpower you have to stick to your rule and be disciplined. And willpower is an energy that is very finite. So willpower is like a bucket. Every time you use it, you have less of it, and unfortunately you need willpower to be disciplined. And also, the more tired you are, the willpower drains more quickly. So for example, you wake up one day in the morning after a good night's sleep of 8 hours, your willpower is at 100%. I tell you to go to the gym, you're like, okay, I'm gonna be a disciplined fitness enthusiast, I'm gonna go to the gym, and you're gonna maybe use 10% of your willpower. If I ask you to do the same thing in the evening after a long day at work, maybe you drain 50% of your willpower already at work. You are left with 50%. Instead of using 10% in the evening, it's going to take you 30% of your willpower to go to the gym and have a really good workout. So the more tired you are, the more willpower you need to perform the same action. So my whole point of explaining this is that discipline is not the long-term solution. You need to have enough discipline for maybe 20 or 30 days or maybe 2 months to convert that trading rule. Maybe you have a rule of sticking to your stop loss, or maybe not oversizing. You need to have enough discipline to convert that rule into a habit. Once that rule becomes a habit, you don't need any more discipline, you don't need any more willpower to stick to that rule, because that rule has turned into a habit. Once that rule becomes a habit, it's a part of your lifestyle and you don't need any more willpower to sustain your lifestyle. That's why it's very important with a small account to focus on developing good habits with the help of discipline and willpower, so that once you grow that account, you don't need any more discipline to stick to your habits. If you're in a habit of cutting your losers, if you're in a habit of holding your winners, you won't need any more discipline or willpower to grow that account eventually. Finally, if you want to be a consistent day trader, you need to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you're new, and if you guys don't follow me on Instagram, the link will be in the description box below. I post a lot of behind the scenes of my life, my day recaps, my trade recaps on my Instagram as well. So that is a must follow and it's free. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.